Alright, so yesterday I asked in the community tab if you're summoning for DIANE on global. And you can take this video as a Shuju summon because I guess I'll give my opinions on it. But I'm very curious because it's been 2 weeks since I've been posting videos on DIANE, and I want to see what people think. Gave 3 options: yes, no, unsure. Because maybe you do want to, but you're not 100%. Or maybe you don't want to, but you're not 100%. So I think it's a valid option. And if you don't know, I am trying to pass the official Grand Cross YouTube page on subs. So if you're new here, please subscribe. Yesterday, they got 3,000 subs out of thin air. This was yesterday. Before I went to bed, I woke up, they had 3,000 more subs. So if you could help. They've been buying their shit, man. If you could help. That would be nice. That would be nice. Anyways. So I'm like in a different account, so I don't like see the results like straight away. Let me just click on still unsure so we can see the results. Okay, a lot of people are going to summon on the end. That doesn't surprise me, to be honest, and we'll talk about that as we read the comments here. So I asked reply with why. Sorry by top comments because it's more relevant. DMs is like a good throw on any team unit. Festival dupes are also nice, but I'm mainly summoning for Miguel. Yeah, that's the thing, right? The banner for the end is very good. I have this video I made yesterday. I actually did look over the end's banner. You have like 4 very good festival characters in the banner, including her, obviously. You have the one, Ban, King, and her. And then on top of that, you got Brynhilde, Miguel, Sauriel, which is a phenomenal link for PvP. And then, you have other throwaway characters that maybe you want to build someday, like Grey Mono and stuff. The banner is just fantastic, right? And I mean, throwing any team, that's a bit questionable. But she in a sense, I guess, because she doesn't have any sort of restriction as some of these other characters have. Like, let's say, like, Kusok, which is like I would say a unit on a similar level of hype to DIANE. Kusok is still the most unhyped festival to ever release, but at least at least in the same level in terms of like views, Kusok was. Kusok is so dependent on being on a demon-based team with single target characters, and it only works in PvP, right? In that regard, DIANE, like, her passive works anywhere, right? So, it's just the cards, right? Like, do you want like that activity for you to have a taunt? If you do, then she's fantastic because as a taunt character, if you're not going to be taking that much damage, I guess if you are going to take a lot of damage, then her passive's still good. But if you don't need healing, then she's like better than Matronin, right? If you don't need healing, if you do need healing, then Matronin's better, I think. Good for PvE and seems fun choosing PvP. I am very curious to see how PvP is going to look like for global. Right now in JP, it's a rarity to find DIANE. Like, DIANE is like 1 out of 100 matches I find a DIANE, just because no one's summoning for her. But she's decent. She does rely on having a high ult level, though, I want to say, for PvP. Because I've seen, every person using DIANE is using her for ult rush. Hopefully someone's going to find like a better team for her, because I think that her ultimate is very weak at 1/6. Just very weak. Suppress is an okay ability. The multiplier is too low for the effect, I think. And then the heal at 1/6 is atrocious. 3% heal. That's horrendous. Mixed feelings on the end. I think her passive can be good. Yeah, her passive and her ability to have 40% damage reduction kind of work against each other. I actually do agree, because you'd think you would want her to take as much damage as possible so she can work out her 500,000 limit. But then she also has 40% damage reduction. It's like, what? It's hard for her to tank, especially with Lily and Escanor, and her damage takes watch, but it is true. On PvP, I mean, I've made like so many videos on the end so far. On PvP, it's either like, okay, I am not gonna get like even near like 300,000, or I just get one shot. Because DIANE is a weird unit where she has 40% damage reduction. By the way, her stance does work on her. I was thinking it doesn't because she takes so much damage, but it does. I saw someone like compare. They went on private and then they attacked the end without the 40% and with the 40%. Same like card, same everything, and she did take like less damage. But the thing about 40% damage reduction is that damage reduction on Grand Cross is just very wonky. Like, I think I think damage reduction only works on like the initial multiplier, but not like the effect. So you attack someone with like, I don't know, Crush right here, right? And this part of the card gets damage reducted, but not the effect. Its damage reduction is really wonky on Grand Cross. But yeah, you either have matches where she doesn't take any damage at all and doesn't build up her passive whatsoever, and then you have matches where she just dies. Yeah, so not because Dancer Collab is possibly coming back, and we all know that the collab characters makes it faster. That is very true, very very true. So many facts being spilled. If you don't know, for whatever reason, if you're living under a rock, we got leaks. New Demon Rimuru. Demon Rimuru, alright? Big Dick Lord himself is getting a unit, and it's coming. We don't know exactly when. My assumption is that it's gonna come in a month from now, to global, right? Or 2 weeks from now on JP. That's my assumption, just given last year, that's what happened. But it could be like later. It really could. But he is coming. And collab characters are way more difficult to like get it again if you skip their banner than festival characters, right? Like King basically just released, right? King literally basically just released, what, November, and he's already back on a festival banner, right? So there's that. If you want the exclusivity, saving for the slime collab is actually like a really good idea. So that maybe you can do like 2 rotations. If you can save up 1200 gems for the slime collab, like if you just don't summon from now until it comes out, and you save all these gems, you might be able to get guaranteed like 2 characters, right? Like other than the ones you might end up pulling, like guaranteed to make sure, right, that you actually have them. Because I know a lot of people are very sad that they didn't get Kyo when he came back, you know? And yeah, collab. But there's also a chance, right, that these characters are gonna suck ass. There's always the chance that these characters will suck ass. And if the characters suck ass, yeah, sure, you're gonna have the exclusive characters, but you're not gonna be using them. So what's the point, right? So there's that, obviously. I want to preface that as well, because yeah, I've been hyping up the slime collab, like, oh yeah, but if they come and they're trash, I'm gonna be very sad, very sad. Yeah, just seems fun. The banner's pretty good, and there might be units that will help her become meta. That is a thing that I'm hoping that actually ends up happening, because the way I think Grand Cross builds up festival characters is they release festival characters either before or after a unit comes out to make them very good. Best example ever is Bon, right? Bon released 2 weeks after Excalibur Arthur. Like, Excalibur Arthur came out and he was a 0. Absolute 0. And we're like, what is this character? What is the point of this character existing in the game? Then Bon came out and it's like, oh yeah, okay, I see the point of this character existing in the game very much. So there's a chance, you know, 2 weeks from now, or actually, like, what day is today? Today is Saturday. 4 days from now, we're gonna be getting a new banner on JP, and I'm thinking it might be, let me pull up my channel here, I'm thinking it will be this character right here. This right here. This Tarmiel, I think will come to JP in a few days to match up to the Sauriel we just got. And he could be an amazing support for DIANE. Or we could get someone else. We haven't had leaks in a while for characters, so it's hard to say. Because in terms of like leaks, we've had this leak of like Bloody Elizabeth for like how long, right? And that, it never actually ends up coming out. It was actually the end, right? But in terms of like base characters, like 7 Days Leaks here had given us info on Scotty and Elat way before they came out, right? So haven't had any info on any new characters. But in 2 weeks, or I say 2 weeks, like 2 weeks after, you know, DIANE's launch. But in a few days here, we're gonna be getting like another banner, and we're gonna see what comes out. If it's something that is gonna help DIANE. Really good news on her banner. Yep. Just the festivals and the unfeatured, right? Megalda is just tremendous. Her banner is stacked with great characters. Regardless of lack of hype people seem to have for her, the festival is useful in some way. I don't know if every festival is useful. You gotta remember Kusok. Kusok's good. Don't get me wrong. Like, Kusok is a good character, but like, does he have a... he's good for the bird. Actually, I'm not gonna hate on Kusok. I can't hate on Kusok. I just really hate that his passive only works in PvP. Like, why? They need to stop this bullshit of making characters only work in a specific environment. Like, sure, Kusok's passive, like, okay, only works in PvP, right? So make it, like, really good for PvP. Sure, have him have a separate text on his passive for something that will work in PvE as well. Because as it is, like, this Kusok character, which he's only good because of his ultimate, right? Power Strike with Abyss. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why he's good for the bird. Because, you know, in terms of cards, Cleave is good, actually. But Deplete 1 on these two levels, this could have been Deplete 2 as well, just like Terry has. Like, this character could have been so much better if only his passive was in PvP only. And they need to stop this. They need to stop this bullshit of PvP only and PvE only. Like, okay, a character like Brynhilde, right? I understand why she came out not having PvP in deathmatch, right? She works tremendous for Bird, Deer, and Guild Boss because of the 4 characters in there. But they really could have had a separate text for PvP, right? Like in PvP, then it's like 5%. So it's not so it's just not like insane, right? I don't know. That's a side note for future festivals. I really hope they stop doing that. Thankfully, DIANE doesn't have that. I'll get 1 copy and dip. See, that's one thing about DIANE though, right? I think DIANE got insanely shafted on her ultimate. Her ultimate is decent, but again, at 1/6, I feel like the multiplier is way too low. So like, if you don't have the stances, right, ready to go, to use the ultimate sucks. It sucks. It does no damage. If you have the stance, it does okay damage. It does okay damage. And it heals 3%? Why? Why? At 6/6, she heals 50. I don't understand. Like, she is already doing less damage. Have her have 50 from the get-go. Like, the reward for getting the ultimate level should be, if I do more damage, I'm obviously gonna heal more, right? That's so dumb. Like 3%, like this, like, cause here's the thing, right? There is a new team for the Deer found out that might actually be the new best Deer team, which uses Trader Melly, the One, and Valenti. But you rely so much on her heal from the ultimate. And if you have her at 1/6, you're not healing. You're just simply not healing. 3% is negligible. You're just simply not healing, right? You need her 6/6. It's like, it's just so dumb. It's just so dumb. Good all around. Interesting to experiment with. Yeah, and the banner is very valuable. I don't know what experimenting with. Again, I do find her to be very good on the Deer still, even if you do need her to be 6/6. And it's just good for PvP. Might be really good one day. I'll also have gems for save up for anniversary. You see here, it's also the thing, right? Anniversary is coming in May, so we might have, you know, the collab with Slime in 2 weeks and a few days from now on JP. You might have. Again, it could be a completely different day, right? It could be 1 week before anniversary. Because if you go here, if you go here on the news, right? On the Green Cross database, and you go on past banners, so you can see like the release of banners. They released the Stranger Things collab 2 weeks before Excalibur Arthur, and then 2 weeks before Bond. So 1 month before Bond, they released these collab characters, right? And it was 2 weeks after Zeldris, right? This was horrible. This was an atrocious releases of banners, right? ReZero, I think, was a must summon at the time. Like I said, it is a must summon because of Emilia. Then Zeldris was okay. At launch, he was okay. He got buffed, and then Kyo got buffed, and that was like really helped him. His buff really helped him. The 8 debuffs for 24% really helped him. At launch, I just found that he was okay. This card was so ass. So ass. 11 seemed good at the time, but so ass. And then Bon. And then Bon. The literal god. Bon. DIANE is one of my favorite characters. Being wayward to have a festival, she could have been a complete fodder. I would still be summoning. Fair enough. I think that's fair enough. I always wanted a specific DIANE since the start of the game, so no matter how good I'm summoning anyways. There's some simping. Listen, I respect the simping, you know? I respect the simping. That's... If I was free to play on the game, and they released Rimuru, I would still use everything I have for him. You know, even if he's dog shit. Listen, simping is the strongest of all arts. Trying to get like comments that have been also liked, so like more people agree with. So, need more mommy milker dupes, and DIANE's one of my favorites. Mommy milker dupes. He's talking about Miguelda. Or Brynhilde. I don't. Or is it Askener? He does have some milkers, bro. Have you seen Askener, bro? He has some milkers. Oh yeah, Tarmel's in this banner as well. This banner is actually so stacked, right? I mean, whatever he means here, I agree. I mean, this is good context. I think the banner is fantastic. DIANE is very good. I'm intrigued, right? I think that for a lot of players, it's worth not summoning like the day the banner comes out and wait to see what JP gets. I think it's completely worth it. If JP gets like a really good banner unit that comes out this week that like really helps DIANE, then it's like a sure thing. Okay, then I summon for DIANE, you know, I save enough gems to summon for that banner as well. Or, you know, if it's just like a regular banner character, you can wait for them to come back, right? But, or if they don't release anything like that, right? You might consider like, should I actually save for Slime? Should I save for Anniversary even? Like if you can save from now till Anniversary, which is in May, end of May. For Global, it would be like beginning of June, right? Am I correct on how the months work? Wait. Bro, I'm actually like stupid. Like, you guys need to understand that. Yeah, June. So like, end of May will be JP, and then 2 weeks later will be like middle of June will be when Global gets the Anniversary banner. If you can save from now until then, you're gonna have so many gems for Anniversary. Insane. So, your choice though. Good luck either way.